Mother's Day is tomorrow, and in honor of that, I'm going to talk about some of the women who have impacted my making. First and foremost, we are going to start with my first grade teacher. My first grade teacher was obsessed with fine art. As I've grown up, I've realized that my first grade experience was so different than anybody else's because we had art history. She created an art history curriculum. We had coloring pages, we talked about different artists, and really she was just instilling this love of fine art in us from such a young age. And like in first grade, I knew Monet, Van Gogh, etc., etc., and little bits of the history, and we'd read books and all of that. And then she organized a field trip. So we lived in the outskirts of Boston at the time, and we went to the Boston Museum of Fine Art for a field trip. There you go. First grade. Next, we have my second grade teacher. She wasn't a professional artist in this is her entire day job. Obviously, she was my teacher, but she loved making art. So we did lots of crafts. She would have her own stuff at different craft shows and such. So we actually have a few of her pieces still hanging in my parents' house. But it's just that idea and ethos and vibe of you can do this and love it and also do other things. And again, just encouraging creativity and crafting and all that. And then we come to my Toronto mom, my mom's best friend from high school. So I went to university in Toronto, Canada, and my mom's best friend from high school lived in the area, so she kind of took myself and my sister when she moved in under her wing. She's an obscenely good knitter. So she helped me learn how to knit, and by extension, we're adding in all the other wonderful women who were part of our knitting group, and they encouraged me, even as my second project, to take on lace. They were the kind of people that never told you to not do something. They would encourage you to do it, and then they would help you when you got stuck. So I just jumped into sweaters. I jumped into socks and lace and shawls and anything I wanted to knit because that was the higher culture of that knitting group, is if you see something you like, make it. So that was truly a blessing. And now I adore knitting. I'm basically not intimidated to do anything because I'll figure it out. It's okay. And that has also impacted my desire to eventually, at some point in my life, work toward getting my master of knitting. So becoming a master of my craft, which is super cool. And then, of course, last but not least, my mom. My mom has been a crafter forever. She is an obscenely good quilter. She can make clothing. Even though she's far from an expert, she can make some really nice clothes. She's learning to spin. She knows embroidery and crochet, and she can cook. She doesn't like cooking though. She's an excellent gardener, especially if you want to know anything about flowers and flower gardening, she's your woman. Growing up with her as my mom, you're seeing the value of the craft, value of handmade things, being surrounded with other women who value handmade things and taking the time and putting in the effort to become good at a craft. Without these people, I wouldn't be the crafter that I am.